press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, we have been studying about the chapter weather, climate and adaptations of animals. Okay, and in the previous class we have seen the adaptations of different animals. That is, we have seen the adaptation of animals living in tropical rainforest region, that is elephant and bearded ape. Also we have seen the adaptation of camel. Okay, how does this camel, or what are these body modifications of body nature of this camel which makes it to survive in the drier regions. Okay. So it has bushy eyelashes, it has a lining of hair in its nostril to prevent the entry of sand. Also it has large feet which makes it easy to walk on the sand. Okay, these are some of the modifications or body adjustments of this camel. Okay, and in elephant we have seen it is very big in size, it has trunk, it has tusks. Right, so these are the adaptations of elephants. Okay, about this bearded ape we have seen it's a good climber. Okay, because it is very light in weight and small in size. It can easily climb over the trees, and that's how it can get easy access to the food. Okay, and in today's class again let us see some of the examples of adaptations of some of the more animals. Okay, now let us see about the adaptation of monkeys. Okay, these monkeys are usually found in groups, right? And these monkeys have prehensile tail. Okay, so what does this prehensile tail means? Okay, that means this tail, okay, the monkey's tail acts as a third hand. Okay, even they usually have two hands like us, right? Okay, but this tail, okay, is used again as a third hand. Okay, so that that's what means prehensile tail. It helps, they even can grab whatever want with the tail. Okay, they even can hold on to something, they can hold on the branches, okay, branches of trees, etc. So that helps, that acts as a third hand. Okay, so that's what means prehensile tail. Okay, also yes, again, so what does this prehensile tail means? Okay, that means this tail can be used as a third hand, right, to hold on the branches or to hold on the food or something. Okay, so that acts as a third hand, that means a prehensile tail. Also these monkeys have opposable thumb. So what does this opposable thumb means? That means, see, we can bend our thumb only in the front direction. Okay, in the one way we can bend our thumb, but these monkeys can bend their thumb in both the directions. Okay, so opposable thumb means they have the thumb which they can bend in both the directions. Okay, so we only can bend in one direction. Okay, so don't ever try to bend the thumb in another direction. Okay, we can't. Oh, but these monkeys can, and that opposable thumb makes them to easily get the food or to eat the food in a more convenient way. Okay, so this opposable thumb helps these monkeys to eat the food, also helps in climbing. Okay, and yes, of course these monkeys live in trees, that means these are good climbers. Okay, even these monkeys are very good climbers, and yes, that's how they'll get easy access to the food. They can eat fruits, flowers, etc. present in their trees. Okay, so these are very good climbers, and these stay usually in groups. Okay, always, like we have seen monkeys together only, right? At least 4 or 5 monkeys will be there. Okay, so even this in the forest areas also they live in groups only. So see, when predators or the other animals want to attack this monkey, if there's if there's one person, we can easily attack them. Okay, but there are so many okay, if there are so many, if there are some 40-50 monkeys together, okay, the other animal won't go to attack there, okay, even that will stay to itself, okay, it itself will get scared and it won't attack the whole group of monkeys, it can't, okay. So that's the reason for the to protect themselves from the different animals, okay. So these monkeys usually stay in groups only. Okay, so these are the adaptations of monkeys to survive in the place where they live. That is, they have prehensile tail. That is, tail can be used as a third hand. Also, they have opposable thumb. Okay, helps them. Opposable thumb means they can bend their thumb both the directions. Okay, so that they can easily eat the food and helps in climbing. Okay, and since these are good climbers, they can they have easy access to the food. And yes, for their protection, they stay in groups. Okay, so this is about the adaptations of monkeys. Okay, now let us see about adaptations of one more animal, red-eyed frog. Okay, as the name says, this red-eyed frog means, yes, its eye color, okay, the surrounding of the eye or the eye structure is visibly very red in color, okay, and not only the eyes, even the body of these frogs will be very, very beautiful and in very different colors, okay. So it has a red eye and it is found in very beautiful colors, okay, different colors. Different colors. And why is this so, or what help does it do is, due to these colors it can camouflage. Okay, so what does camouflage means? Yes, see, for example, when these animals, okay, these animals are having different colors, right? So it is made of different, different colors. Or so since it is made of different or beautiful colors, it matches up with its background. Okay, so for example, see, this polar bear had white fur, right? White color fur. And it helped in the protection of predators. It's because the white fur matched with the white background of the snowy region of polar region, right? So it matched with the background and it got protected with these predators. Okay, or some other animals which comes to kill is, they cannot recognize the polar bear since it is white in color. Also the background will be white, so it cannot see the difference and it won't attack. It won't get to know that there is polar bear present there. Okay, so it's the same way. Okay, so not exactly, I just told you the example. Okay, what camouflage means is the animal changes its color with the background. Okay, so polar bear doesn't change the color, okay, it is the natural color, but that's how it helps it. Okay, it matches with the background, anyway it helps with the predators. Okay, but here in the camouflage means it's the same thing. Okay, the color of the body of the animal matches with the background, so that the animal or the any other predator which comes to attack or eat it, it cannot recognize which the animal is and which the background or the surrounding. Okay, so it cannot easily differentiate. Okay, hence this animal which undergo this camouflage can easily get protected. Okay, so these red-eyed frogs, since these are found in very beautiful colors, okay, different colors, it matches with the color of background, like maybe flowers or maybe leaves or fruits or something. Okay, so anyway, maybe a different plants. Okay, colorful plants. If it's in between a colorful plant, okay, if it's different flower, we cannot recognize this frog because even this has a very different beautiful colors. Okay, so that's how it gets protected from the predators. Okay, that what camouflage means. Okay, okay, changing of color of the animal and matching, okay, mingling up with the environment it stays in. Okay, it gets mingled up with the environment it stays in and gets protected. Okay, it hides from the predators. Okay, so hence these predators cannot see them. Okay, they cannot recognize them, and the animal gets protected from the attack of predators. Okay, that process, that the thing is that is a camouflage, and this red-eyed frog can undergo camouflage easily. And many other animals like simple animals or simple insects like grasshopper, garden lizards, okay, so even they can camouflage. Okay. And one more important point about this is, yes, they have suction cups on toes. Yes, so what does suction cup means? See, there is something like, you know, when there's something, you can just attach it on the wall and, you know, hang. You can put hanger and you can put anything to that hanger, right? You can hang anything to that hanger. Okay, if you press that thing, okay, you can just hang something on the wall. Okay. When you press hard on this, when you press this thing hard on the wall, it gets stick to the wall. Okay, and if you can put hangers to it. Okay, so that is an example of suction cup. Okay, so there's a thing. Okay, there's a substance which, you know, when you press it hard, it gets stick to the wall. Okay, it gets stick to the wall. So that is the thing here. Okay, even this frog has suction cup on their toes. Okay, these have suction cups on their toes, which helps them to stick on the trees, or, you know, which makes them easy to climb. Okay, these are helps them for climbing. Okay, so this suction cup means this is a structure which gets stick to the surface on which it is climbing. Okay, so that becomes very easy for these frogs to climb. Okay, it gets sticked. Okay, this toes. Okay, the toes get stick to the surface on which it is climbing. Okay, hence this suction cups helps in the climbing. Okay, yes, so this is about the adaptations of red-eyed frog. Okay, yes, remember these 2 points, that is, this red-eyed frog can camouflage due to different colors these are found in. Okay, and also these have suction cups on the toes, which makes it to stick on the surface on which it is climbing. Okay, so they can easily climb over a defined height. Okay, so they can climb over a very height on a tree. Okay, and they can easily can have food. Okay, so this is about the adaptation of red-eyed frog. That is, it can camouflage because it is found in very beautiful or different colors, and also it has suction cups on the toes. Yes, now let us see about the adaptations of lion, tigers, etc. So in these they have, yes, very long hind limbs. Okay. Yes, these animals, yes, the basic idea of these animals we all have. They can run very fast, right? For example, cheetah is very fastest animal. Why? Because it has a long hind legs, so that it can easily jump off. Okay, you can easily have longer jumps since it has a long hind limbs. Okay, so that is one of the adaptation of these animals, and they have a very strong sense of smell. Also hearing. Okay, so these are having very strong sense of hearing. You might have seen in Discovery channels, right? These lions, tigers will be silently sitting somewhere. Okay, at a corner they will be sitting silently, and whenever they hear a sound, they just run fast and grab that prey, right? So because these have a very strong sense of hearing, even a simple sound makes them makes them to know that yes, we have our prey here. Okay, they'll just, and then they'll plan, right? They'll just walk slow and they'll just grab them, right? So we all know about this character. Okay, so that is because they have a very strong sense of hearing. Okay, and even these animals also can camouflage. Even for example, see, cheetah has no dots, like no, it is brown in color. Yes, it has black dots. Okay, for example, and many other these lion, tigers also, they're having a typical body restrictions. Okay, body striations, which makes them to hide in their background. Okay, so if it's sitting in between the dry grasses or in the dry plants, we cannot easily find them. Okay, so we cannot notice that they are sitting or they are there. Right, so that helps them to catch the prey. Okay, that's what they'll be sitting silently. Okay, they don't not make any noise, so whenever the prey comes, okay, so that's how they, since they're having very strong sense of hearing, they just go and they plan, they walk slow, and later on they just grab the prey. Okay, so this is because of all these adaptations what these have. And also, yes, so yes, these have these long hind limbs which makes them to know for their running. Yes, they are very fast runners. Okay, these are very fast runners because of these hind limbs only. Okay, so clear? So these are some of the adaptations of these lion, tigers, leopards, cheetahs, etc. Okay, so these have a very long hind limbs which helps them to run fast. Okay, these are quite fast runners, and yes, they have very strong sense of hearing. Also, even these animals can camouflage. Okay, so camouflage is nothing but when an animal color, okay, gets mingle up with the color of the background or color of the environment they live in. Okay, so to hide from the predators, okay, the body color changes of some animals. Okay, so that is nothing but camouflage. Okay, so that is a way of protecting ourselves or protecting the animals. Okay, the animals protect themselves from the attack of the predators. Okay, so that is camouflage. Okay, so this is all about the chapter weather, climate and adaptations of animals to climate. Okay, so what does weather means? We'll have a quick brief discussion on this. So what does weather means? Weather is nothing but short atmospheric condition. Okay, short atmospheric condition on a daily basis. Okay, based on the temperature. So what are the elements of weather? That is temperature, rainfall, wind speed, clouds, and humidity. Okay, so likewise these are the elements of weather. So seeing this or knowing the elements or knowing these elements, we can say or we can know the weather. Okay, so even the weather changes from morning, evening, afternoon. We have different weather conditions. Okay, but we do not say we have different climatic conditions. Okay, we have different weather conditions in days. Okay, because climate means it is long term. Okay, it is a weather conditions on a long term. Okay, and as the definition says, the climate is average weather pattern. Okay, average weather pattern over a period of time. Okay, that period of time may be 20, 25, 30 years. Okay, so that long condition. Okay, so that's why we say climate of Kashmir is very cold. Okay, so likewise climate of Rajasthan is very hot and dry. Okay, so it is the study of that many years weather condition. Okay, so that is climate. Just remember, weather means nothing, it is a short term duration of atmospheric condition. Climate means long term. Clear? And yes, after that we have seen what are adaptations of different animals in different climatic conditions they survive in. Okay, we have seen about the polar region. Okay, the animals living in the polar region, that is polar bear, penguins, right? And also we have seen animals living in the water, that is the fishes. Okay, aquatic animals, fishes. Okay, so their body adaptations, they have different body adjustments, different body behaviors. Okay, not only physically. Okay, they have there is a change in behavior also. Okay, so not only about these colder regions, even the animals live in dry conditions, even they have different adaptations. Okay, so whatever animals which they live in the polar regions cannot survive in the hot and humid climate. Okay, it's because their body behavior or body nature or body structure or body adjustments is so that they can live only in that particular climate. If they are shifted or if they are made to survive in some other climate, they cannot survive. Okay, it's because the body type is made like that. Okay, and what else we have seen this, the adaptations of camel, right? It has bushy eyelashes, it has it has a hump, okay, it has large feet, okay, which makes it to walk on the desert easily, which walks on the sand, okay, even it has thick coat to protect itself from the cold nights, right? And even we have seen many animals, okay, in the living in the tropical rainforest, okay. So what is the climate of tropical rainforest? It is hot and humid conditions, okay. So this typical or this particular climate makes most of the animals to, it is most favorable for many of these animals, okay. And here we have seen adaptations of elephants, bearded ape, and what all, monkeys, lion, tigers, etc. So these are all different modifications or body adjustments what the animals have basically to survive, okay, basically to survive in these different climatic conditions, okay. So this is all about the chapter weather, climate and adaptations of animals to different climates, okay. Thank you.